Hello again, everyone. Time for another yoga video. So I hope you're doing well and ready to join me when it's convenient for you. So let's go ahead and bring our hands together to heart center. And whether you're starting your day with me or taking a midday break or ending your day with me, just bring your attention and awareness to your breath, keeping things slow and calm if you haven't done much yet when you're watching this in your day, or calming yourself down from any of the busyness that you've done so far today. Something we don't do a lot of are some audible exhalations, so you can join me with a few audible exhalations, and it just sounds something like this. You just take a nice inhale, filling that belly, and as you exhale, you just say, ah. You can even elongate that if you want to. Ah. So it just helps to relax everything, especially in the upper part of your core. And sometimes it's just necessary. And sometimes we find ourselves doing that anyway throughout the day, not even doing yoga. Just a nice way to just relax. So let's take a couple more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. One more. Lowering those arms down with that last inhale. Bring those arms up with your next inhale. Exhale down. Take another deep breath in. Exhale down. Two more. One more. Let's inhale up just the same. On your exhale, bring those hands above those knees, half fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, half fold. Bring your attention to those hamstrings as you touch your hands above those knees. Let's do one more. Hold it here, and then just bring your knees forward and back. So just a little soft knee bend while your hips go side to side. And then let's hold both knees back together. Take a nice inhale, reaching up here. On your exhale, standing forward, fold. Inhale, roll and reach up. Exhale, standing forward, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Hold it here, look back at your knees, shake your head out. Bring those arms together or grab for your opposite elbow. Staying bent forward, release the arms, bring your hands together behind your back, lift those hands up. Exhale, hands to your back, slowly roll up, chin to chest. As you come up, circle your shoulders back. Feel and focus on those upper back muscles. And now bring it forward, soften the knees. And then let's turn and left, right and left. Two more times. Look up and down, keep your jaw together so you feel a nice stretch in the front of your neck. Being grateful for all these ways to move the body. Let's do one more. And then keeping those knees nice and soft, cross those arms in front with a gentle swing to your side, watching we don't hit anything close by. 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're going to go ahead and bring one arm across, pushing in at the elbow, and walk those feet to about hip distance apart. And then as you exhale, bend over to the side that your hand is reaching toward. Feeling that nice stretch down your side. Inhale, bring your body tall. Switch your arms. With your next exhale, as you pull your arm in to stretch the shoulder, bend over to the side. Inhale, coming up nice and tall. Exhale those arms down. Inhale, arms up about 3/4 of the way. Exhale into chair. Bring those feet closer together or further apart, depending on if you want a more narrow, challenging base of support or a little bit of additional help, wider feet, or just keep them right where they're at. And then on your exhale, staying in your chair pose with your lower body, reach those fingertips down to your toes. Should be a little bit easier to come down now. You should feel a nice stretch in your lower back. Inhale, staying in chair. Exhale, lower down. Feel that stretch. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Hold onto your toes, flex your toes into your fingers, and then try to extend those legs. Once again, releasing that neck. And then with your inhale, chin to chest, slowly rolling up. And let's go ahead and pick those knees up. So at this time, before you get going, if you need something to hold on to for balance, pull something over or step over to something you can hold on to, counter or the wall, and just work to bring those knees straight up in front of your hips. One more each way, and then work to bring your knees out at a little bit of a diagonal. So opening up about 45 degrees, still working to bring the knees up, hip height, abs are tight. One more each way. Now work to bring those knees up all the way to the side, foot staying under your knee. Just rocking side to side a little bit in the body that stays tall. One more each way. We're going to come back to center and pick up that knee, holding with one or both hands. One hand if you need to hold on to something for balance. Pull that knee up. Lower it down to your hip. Bring it out to the side. Push into that knee to open up that hip and inner thigh. And wherever you want this arm for balance, or it can just stay by your side. Inhale, bringing your knee back to center, still holding your balance. Circle your ankle a few times each direction. Big circles, full range of motion. And with your exhale, go ahead and bring this foot back down to the ground. Other side, pulling that knee up, getting that stretch, holding with one or both hands. Again, other hand free for balance if you need. Balance help. On your exhale, lower that knee down, bring it out to the side, push that knee back, feel that hip flexor stretch, inner thigh stretch. Next, inhale, bring that knee back to center, hip height, circle those ankles. Some good cracks on this side, even into my toes. Other direction, wherever you're at. And on your next exhale, lower that foot down and take an inhale, exhale, releasing any tension we were just holding on to while we were working on that balance and then some of those different movements with the body. So from here, let's come into tree pose. And again, always be careful you're not pushing on your knee joint, so you can go above or below that knee. And then you can bring your hands wherever you want to hold them, together at heart or above your head, or always nice and wide out to the side or holding on to something. I always like to encourage people to do this pose while you're brushing your teeth or anytime you're doing something you routinely do a couple times a day or throughout the day. It doesn't have to be brushing your teeth, but if you have a few moments where you can just practice coming onto one foot. Find your focal point, and I challenge you to close your eyes for a couple of breaths. If you get off balance, you can always just bring your foot down or open your eyes. Imagine that focal point with your eyes closed and pushing through the bottom of the foot you're standing on. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, bring your foot and your arms down. As you inhale, bring your other foot up wherever you want it. You can always stay connected to the floor. And then hands wherever you want them. Come into your balance. Find your focal point. Imagine you're still seeing it with your eyes closed. If you want to try closing your eyes on this side, even if you're holding on to something, you can still close your eyes. Reminder, we rely so much on our vision for balance. So when we take it away, we really enforce the body to take over and stabilize where we're at, how we're connected to the earth. On your next exhale, bring that foot down along with those arms and take a nice inhale, exhale here. Good. With our next inhale, we're going to bring those arms out to the side and we're going to twist. Keep the arms extended and parallel with the floor. Come all the way over. Try to touch those fingertips to any part of the arm that you're able to connect to. Open up this arm all the way out to the side and then reach the other arm across. So while you're doing this, we have our knees soft. You're feeling a nice stretch and rounding through the entire back. Reach as you exhale. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist and reach. Staying tall with the body. And again, reach. We have one more each side. Working that range of motion through the shoulders. Now keep both arms out as you finish that last reach and then squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bend the elbows. Just working doing a little upper back work. Now bring the elbows above the shoulders, keeping those elbows bent. One arm in front of the other, still squeezing those shoulder blades together. Remember which arm is in front. As you exhale, lower the elbows out from the shoulders. Inhale, bringing those arms back up. Other arm in front, still squeezing the shoulder blades together, trying not to shrug. Just squeeze back. Exhale, elbows come out. Still squeezing. Next, exhale, lower the lower part of the arms. Still squeezing. In fact, see if you can bring those hands even closer together. One more inhale. And as you exhale, release all the way down. So now with those shoulders staying down, I'm just going to round those shoulders forward and back. So we're coming into an opposite position from what we were holding to stretch. And then just a real quick, gentle squeeze once again, just to work on that muscular strength across your chest, in between your shoulders. One more each way. Good, and then just go ahead and relax those arms by the side. Let's go ahead and take an inhale here, and we'll exhale over to the side. Remember to always bring those hips to the opposite side that your arms are reaching toward. And then, with balancing on the foot on the opposite side of your hands, you can try to lift your leg up for a little balance and outer hip work on this side. If you do need a little support, you're welcome to bring your hand down onto your hip. Just be careful not to push that leg down if you are trying to lift it for a balance. Little ankle flexion, try to lift it a little higher, staying bent over. Take another inhale, exhale. With your next inhale, we're going to stand nice and tall. Exhale to the other side. Bring those hips away from your hands. Come onto the foot, opposite of where those hands are reaching. Lift that leg out as an option here. And besides some maybe stability or balance support with your hand down, you're welcome to reach one of your hands to a chair or counter. And that way, maybe that'll allow for a greater chance of being able to lift that leg out for a balance. Another inhale, exhale. And with your next inhale, extend that body tall. Exhale, those arms coming down through heart center, releasing those hands. Inhale, reach up. And exhale down. Once you bring your arms by your side, let's go ahead and circle those wrists. A few times each direction. And the other way. Deep breath in and out. Help yourself to water anytime. Take a few marching steps with your feet, and then we're coming forward into Warrior One. So let's go ahead and take a nice giant step forward or back if you were forward on your mat. I started back. And then we're going to bring our back foot toes angled out slightly. There. Once you're in your position, go ahead and raise those arms up. reaching nice and tall. You can keep hands over the shoulders. You can come out a little bit wider and then just sink into that front knee bend. Stay tall with the body and keep everything as front facing as possible. Sink down lower. So with your next exhale, twist into warrior two to the same side of the back leg. And then just look to make sure your knee is tracking over your heel so it's not rotating or rolling in. So we want to keep that knee over the heel to help keep that hip open to stretch all across the hips. The shoulders are relaxed. Sink down into that front knee. Very common to have that front leg want to extend as we switch our arm and upper body positions. With your next inhale, stretch and reach behind the knee. And feel that nice elongation and stretch on your side and sink down into that front knee once again. On your exhale, bring that forearm above your knee, stretch and reach your arm over your head, and keep sinking into that front knee bend. I do it too. Almost every time I change position, my front leg wants to straighten. So I have to remember to sink into that, keeping my knee behind my toes. Now we're going into our warrior three or airplane. So go ahead and bring those arms out to the side on your exhale. And then you can always inhale and step a little bit closer to help your body bend further over your front leg. Or you can try to lift that back foot and just go ahead and extend the legs, balancing on that front foot. You're also welcome to extend the arms in front. Find your focal point down on your mat so you can keep your head extending from your spine. And then from here, after another inhale, exhale, we will exhale into crescent lunge. So we'll put that back foot back down on the mat on the ball of your foot. So with that next exhale, reach it back. Still everything facing forward, coming back with arms extended or slightly out to the side. And then from here, we'll come back into that tree pose. So we're going to step that back foot onto the front leg wherever we want it with your next inhale. Feel free to take a step in between where your feet are now, just to get your balance about you. So with your next inhale, step it forward. You're welcome to lower those arms to help with your balance, or if your shoulders are getting tired. And as you exhale, let's come back into that chair pose. So stepping down wherever you want your feet to be, bringing those hips back. And with your next inhale, bring your hands together and let's exhale and twist to the side. A little twisted chair, a little release from the lower part of your core. Hopefully you can feel yourself grounded through the bottom of your feet. Next inhale, stretch and reach the arms out. On your exhale, twist and bring your elbow to the other knee. Pushing those hands together. Feel free to look up at your elbow. And with your next inhale, stay in chair with your lower body. Come forward, release those hands, stretch and reach. Feel the spine extended. Take another inhale, exhale. And we're going to inhale, extend the body. Shift your weight to your other foot. Bend your knee. Step it back. Find the floor with the bottom of your foot, toes pointing out. Sink into that front knee bend. Warrior one on this side. Going through all of our same poses on this side so you know what to expect. Feel the hip flexor stretch. Feel the back calf stretch. And then try to square up everything as much as you can to face front. Deep breaths. I'm noticing my heart increase with this series today. So without moving those lower legs, on your exhale, twist and rotate into warrior two. Shoulders down. Nice, strong, parallel arms. Feeling once again, nice open hips, stretching the hip flexor. This is such a great routine to do if you're, again, just waking up in the morning, getting out of bed from a body that's been still and quiet all night. And if you're also doing this mid or end of the day after you've been sitting in a chair for a while, really taking our body out of a laying down or sitting position and opening it up. With your next inhale, reach it back into reverse warrior. Keep sinking into that front knee bend, stretch and reach the arm overhead. And on your exhale, lower the forearm above the knee, stretch and reach the arm overhead. Relax the neck. Feel that stretch all the way down to the lower back. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, bring the arms out to the side for your airplane or warrior three. You're welcome to keep those legs right here, or you can bend the knee, step halfway in between where your feet were to help lower yourself down a little bit more, and keeping both feet on the ground, or you can go ahead and lift off of that back foot and come just onto the front foot. Speaking of airplanes, I heard a handful of airplanes today. So they're definitely still flying. Reach those arms out in front for a little more challenge. You make your body more narrow by doing so. Put your need for balance support, your chair, your counter, wall space in front of you if you need. So remember, we'll come into crescent lunge after we do another inhale, exhale here. So with that next exhale, just go ahead and extend, reaching back with the ball of that foot and come up tall once again. Sink down. Extend the back leg. Next inhale, we'll step forward into tree, wherever you want to put your foot next to your leg, and wherever you want to bring those hands together overhead at your heart or out to the side. We'll do another inhale. As you exhale, we'll step back down into chair, so be mindful where you place your foot as you step down, so we can be nice and smooth with that transition. Sitting back, reaching forward. Since we've done this a couple of times already, I challenge you to raise your toes and then raise your heels and work into rocking chair. So try to keep it nice and linear. My ankles went out to the side that first time, so I want to stay in better alignment. Self-correction. So it's staying low, it's working the lower part of the leg, it's making your voice quiver when you set your heels back down because you're shaking. 2 more. Last one. And then once your toes are back down, inhale, reach and stretch all the way up tall. Exhale those arms down. Good. Let's just take a couple more deep breaths in. Exhaling. 1 more. This time forward fold. Come all the way down. Hold it here. Feel free to reach for and grab that opposite elbow once again, looking back at your knees. And as you exhale, let's bend the knees and bring the hands down to the mat and come on down. We're going to go ahead and bring the feet together, knees wide, and sit back in child's pose. You can go ahead and lower that forehead to the mat or cross the forearms. And hold it there for a couple of breaths. I'm just turning my mat sideways if you're hearing some noise. As you inhale next, bring it up into all fours, bringing those hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, pulling those abdominals in. And let's go ahead and extend opposite arm and leg, or just one arm and one leg as you work your way around. So with your next inhale, you can reach out again, opposite arm and leg, or just one or the other. Exhale down. Inhale, reach. Exhale down. One more each way. Now we get to hold. So opposite arm and leg will hold out parallel to the floor, or just one or the other. And then you can opt to reach back by your hip and bend your foot over toward your hand. Try to touch any part of your foot, your heel, your toes with that hand, and then extend back out. As you exhale, lower down. Let's go ahead and bring the other side or opposite arm, reach and extend. Stay lifted through the spine. On your exhale, go ahead and try to bring your hand back. Bend your foot over to the opposite leg. See if you can touch any part of that foot, staying balanced. Inhale back out. Exhale down. And just bring your hips right and left. It's a nice challenge. And let's go ahead and walk those knees back to come into knee plank. Or if you want, tuck your toes and lift up into full plank. Take some deep breaths here. And let's stay for 2 more inhales and exhales. On your next exhale, or at the end of that, lower down onto your knees. Bring the tops of your toes to the mat as you bring your hips back, walk your hands back, and do 2 backward arm circles. Go ahead and reach and extend back out into knee plank or toes. But before you come up on your toes this time, drop down into your forearms so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And again, you're welcome to just extend those legs. We're not lifting the hips up, not yet anyway. We want to keep the hips down. 2 more inhales and exhales. And then lower down with that next exhale. Go ahead and bring those hips back, top of the toes to the mat. Walk those hands back once again, and forward circles this time. Reaching back for the mat. This time, dropping back into plank on the hands. We're going to alternate side to side T-stands. So if you want to stay on the knee and you open up, bring your foot out from your knee so that your hand, knee, and foot make a straight line, and we're reaching up to the ceiling, fingers spread wide. And you'll come back onto your knees, rotate to the other side. Or as we continue, you can stay on the balls of your feet in plank, and then on the sides of your feet as you turn to your side. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale as you come down into plank. We're only going to do 100 of these, so I challenge you to do them from your feet. I know you can do it. There's not that many. There's my cheesy smile. Let's do 1 more each way. And as you come back down into plank, go ahead and drop those knees. And this time as you walk back, we're going to bring those hands to your hips and then just gently arch back, relax your shoulders, feel your chest open up. With your next inhale, extend your body, and then just go ahead and shake out your hands, your wrists. So we'll progress from what we were just doing into camel pose, a pose I don't do a lot, but it's a great stretch for the back and a great way to open up, again, the front of your chest and shoulders. So you can just stay where we were, knees hip width apart, and come down into that little or gentle arched position, or you can reach for your heels. Now, either way, you want to end up with your hips over your knees as much as possible. So what I usually do when I grab onto my feet is I bring my hips back so that I can find my heels. Then I try to push my hips forward so I can honor that hip above the knee position. Then I release my head, similar to what we were doing when we had the support of our hands behind our hips. So go ahead and assume whatever camel position you want to do. So this is modified camel, keeping hands on hips. Or maybe you just want to reach back with one hand today, and that's okay. Or maybe you want to switch, test it out a little bit. Either way, reaching back, let the head go. Again, feel that nice stretch in your back, across your chest, maybe even down the quads. Next, inhale. If you are holding on to your heels, I recommend sinking back a little bit with those hips to help you get up. So you don't have to bring your whole body up from being in that arched position. So go ahead and just staying on your knees, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale down. So I didn't expect you to turn sideways with me. I'm just showing you some of the different poses that I think are easier to see with me staying sideways. Let's go ahead and reach it back down once again into child's pose, especially to counter that arched position we were just in with camel. And instead of having your hands out in front, maybe you want to bring your arms by your side this time. So like before, you can bring your forehead to the mat, let those shoulders drop. And with your next inhale, if you did have your arms by your legs and that was okay for you, bring those hands back underneath your shoulders. Now push you halfway up, and then we'll go ahead and come into a cross-legged sitting position. So while you're here with whatever leg you prefer crossed in front, I'm just going to take a moment to bring my mat back to face our original direction. I've seen yoga mats that look like a big T, and that's what I need, so I don't have to move my mat. Or maybe I'll just be creative during all my extra time I have, and I'll sew two mats together. I'm sure that would be very smooth and very well done, knowing my sewing experience. So while we're here, let's go ahead and just do a nice seated twist. So take an inhale up and bring your hand to the opposite knee, staying tall. Twist to the side. Stay tall with the body. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, other hand to the opposite knee, other hand behind your back. Twist and stay tall. Next inhale, coming back to center. Inhale those arms up and exhale, arms down to your side. We're going to go ahead and extend those legs and come into staff pose. So see if we can extend the spine as tall as possible. Shoulders right over those hips, legs straight, and just hold it here. Some of you might notice a lot of tightness behind the legs and those hamstrings. Some of you might be able to do this all day. So just check in with how that feels for you. If you have some tightness, it's just a really good idea to keep stretching those hamstrings throughout the day. Or maybe you did something that made you more tight than usual. And if you feel pretty loose, then that's just a really good sign of some gentle flexibility that you have in this position. Take one more inhale, exhale. And then with your next inhale, we're going to bring those hands next to your hips and slightly behind you and work our way into inclined plane. So with the next inhale, push into the hands, those palms, and lift up, 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 extending your head. And then exhale down. So that's our basic inclined plane pose. Feel the strength through the shoulders. Feel your whole core engaged from the shoulders all the way down, angling down toward those heels. So we're going to try it again, this time holding it a little bit longer. So give yourself plenty of room. And with your inhale, push into those hands, lift up, extend the head. Natural extension from your neck and spine. Take one more inhale. And on your exhale, gently lower those hips. We're now going to turn those fingers to face away from our body. Press into the palm of those hands, scoot those hips forward, come down on your backside, bring both knees in, and gently circle the ankles. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale once again,
And with your next exhale, bring those feet to the mat and let's inhale into bridge pose. Arms can stay by your side. Exhale down. And let's do 4 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. 3 more. Feel your lower back lifting and lowering. 2 more. Last one. Once your hips are down, take another inhale. Then drop your knees to the side, any side. And you can keep those arms by your side or extend them out wide. Feel that gentle stretch all the way along your side and into your hip. Look in the opposite direction of those knees for a full spinal twist. Take one more inhale, exhale here. And now inhale, lifting those knees, exhaling them to the other side. Arms should already be where you want them, by your side or extended out wide. And then look in the opposite direction for another full spinal twist with our knees on the other side. Looking in the opposite direction. Relaxing your hands. Take one more inhale and exhale. And then with your next inhale, bring those knees up together. Drop your knees to the opposite sides, their respective sides, bringing the bottom of your feet together in a little bound angle or butterfly pose. If your feet slide on your mat or just feel like they want to go further away from your body, then let them do that. Don't force that held position just to keep your feet closer to your body. Just let your feet relax. And maybe it's just because I have a slippery mat for this pose. And then just relax, feeling your hip flexors open, the inner thighs getting a gentle stretch here. And breathe. With your next inhale, lift those knees up one at a time, pulling them in, hugging them, and do some gentle, slow ankle circles. Other way. And then let's go ahead and flex and point. Good. So now we're at a little bit of a crossroads as I get ready to conclude our video. You are welcome to stay laying down, or if you need to go with me, then you may work yourself up to a comfortable cross-legged sitting position. Either way, you can hear my final closing comments. If you have time and feel that you want to stay relaxed on your back for another 5 or 10 minutes, then just go ahead and extend arms and legs, stay nice and sprawled, or grab for that blanket or pillow to make your relaxation more comfortable. Or you can always move to a legs up the wall position. But if you're sitting with me and ready to end, that's fine too. I want you to bring to mind something you're grateful for, a practice that is more important than ever during our current reality. And just hold on to that thought while you slowly breathe. And in just a moment, I'll get ready to conclude with my usual 3 deep breaths in and out and a namaste. But again, beyond the video, just feel free to stay laying, and you can certainly come out of it when you're ready. So if you are sitting with me, we'll go ahead and begin those 3 deep breaths in, raising those arms. Exhale down. Just continue to choose what fills you. Last one, hands together, exhaling down, namaste.
So a hand for yourselves, pats on the back. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening.